75-gallon tanks are one of my favorite tank sizes. Your typical 75-gallon will be 4 feet long by 18 inches wide and 21 inches tall. A tank of this size presents you with a ton of stocking options, which can make selecting what fish to put in your new tank difficult. So let's discuss some of my favorite stocking options for a 75-gallon tank. Setting up a community tank for your 75-gallon has to be one of the most popular options. With a community tank setup, you can add tons of schooling fish, which creates lots of movement. While the tank you're looking at right now is a 54-gallon bow front, it gives you a pretty good idea of what you can do with schooling fish. This tank has a bunch of ember tetras, as well as some Bosemani rainbow fish, which provide a lot of movement. I also have some Aeneas corridoris, which provides some great movement on the bottom of the tank as well. You could also do a tank like this with a mix of livebearers and rainbow fish, like I have in this 29-gallon tank here, which is home to a large colony of Limia perugiae, as well as a small group of praecox rainbow fish. One of my personal favorites is the Livebearer community tank. You can do this with a couple of different species, like I have in this 75-gallon tank, which is home to my Berlin black swordtails and Yucatan sailfin mollies. This tank provides a lot of space for fish to swim, as well as places for the fry to hide. You can also do a single species tank, like you see here with this group of troutgooids that I currently have living in a 40-gallon breeder. Along with livebearers, lake tangannique and cichlids are one of my favorites, and Cyprichormis are at the tops of my list. These fish come in a wide variety of colors, and all of them are absolutely stunning. The tank that you're currently looking at is a 55-gallon tank that's home to my Cyprichormis leptosoma blue flash. Unlike most African cichlids, these are schooling fish, which add a lot of movement to your aquarium. You could easily recreate this tank with a larger school in a 75-gallon tank. The bright colors and movements of this tank really make it one of my favorites in my fish room. Cyprichormis are easy to keep, but don't ship very well, so try to find them locally if at all possible. While Cyprichormis are my favorites, Tropheus come in a close second. Like the Cyps, Tropheus come in a wide variety of colors, with most species having a contrasting bar in the middle of their bodies. This current tank you're looking at is home to my Tropheus mplungu. While most of these fish are showing their juvenile coloration, these also will have black bodies with a thick orange bar across the middle. This tank is planted with Vallisneria, which I found to be a great plant to pair with these fish. I also want to show you a different Tropheus species with these Tropheus dubosii masra. I recently picked up 8 of these fish and have them living here in this 90-gallon. These fish have a yellow stripe with a light blue front and darker backside of their body. If you haven't kept a Tropheus tank before, I would highly recommend keeping them at least once in your fish keeping career. So let's shift to a different lake in Africa, Lake Malawi. This is a 125-gallon tank that is home to 2 species of Mbuna, my purple acei and yellow labs. I really enjoy the blue and yellow contrast of these 2 species, coupled with their constant action. One of the most fun aspects of this tank is feeding this fish, which is quite a sight. They're obviously very food aggressive. Obviously this is a larger tank, so I'd either recommend keeping one of these fish or keeping this same group in a smaller number. If you're looking at doing a different Mbuna species, I would highly recommend doing some research because some of these Mbuna species can be quite aggressive. Although I've kept them in the past, unfortunately I don't keep Discus currently in the fish room. But I did see this awesome Discus tank at Chris's pet shop that I toured earlier this year. These fish have awesome coloration and really have a unique body shape, which I really think makes them stunning in any fish room. One thing to keep in mind with Discus is that they really like the higher temperatures, so I would highly recommend keeping them at 82 degrees and above. If you have hard water, I would highly recommend that you try to find good stock locally or from a source that has similar water qualities. I would also avoid wild-caught Discus since they're found in water that's extremely soft, which is the polar opposite of most of the water in the United States. Other than that, I've really found Discus to be a great fish to keep. Like we spoke about earlier with the Tropheus, I really think you should keep a Discus tank at least one time in your fish keeping career. Similar to Discus, you could also keep a group of angelfish, which I think would be an awesome display. These Altum angelfish that I also found at Chris's pet shop would be great as 75-gallon planted display tank with some driftwood. Also adding some larger tetras would make a great complement to the angelfish. Angelfish are hardier than Discus and don't have the same temperature requirements. So if you're looking for a taller fish to go in your 75-gallon tank, then angelfish might be the right fish for you. So hopefully this video helped you find some great ideas for your next 75-gallon tank. At the end, I'll go ahead and put a care guide for a couple of the fish species that we've talked about earlier in this video. So with that, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.